Hi, and welcome to Plugged In. Today on the show, Dr. David Landsberg, Medical Director of Transplant Services at BC Transplant, talks about living organ donation and what is involved in becoming a living kidney donor. Are you living with PKD? Well, join us for part 2 of Confessions of a Kidney Patient, as PKD patient Elyse is in the kitchen with her friend Kate, and they're sharing some of their secrets and tips to keeping a healthy diet while living with kidney disease. It's all coming up next, right here on Plugged In.
Hi everyone, I'm Elyse and I'm delighted to be back with part 2 of Confessions of a PKD Patient. I'm here in the kitchen today with my good friend and fellow kidney patient, Kate. Kate and I actually met back in 2010 through work, but then reconnected a few years later and both realized that we were living with kidney disease. So we've become really good friends through all of this and sharing our experiences together.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, and I'm happy to be back. Last month, my husband Brian and I did How Well Do You Know Your Kidney Weight? So today, awesome to be back with Elyse here, and we've been through lots of things over the last number of years, but today we're going to go through kind of a summertime salad that is kidney friendly, and you can make alterations as you need. So yeah, we're looking forward, because I'm not much of a cook, but salads is something I can kind of help with.
So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Landsberg.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, I want to switch gears and look at things from the donor's perspective. I mean, most of us have two kidneys, and yet we only need one to live a normal and healthy life. So that's sort of the beginning of the conversation for how somebody could actually donate one of their kidneys. But, you know, if we were to ask the question, why would someone consider being a living kidney donor?
So it's very interesting when I talk to donors, and I talk to a lot of donors, and I said, how did you make this decision? Was it a difficult decision? You know, what went through your mind? But 80% of donors will say, there was no decision, it was easy. I knew this person needed a kidney, and it might be my brother, but it might even be somebody in my office or somebody I read about. And I said, I got 2 kidneys, I can do this. And it just speaks to people's willingness to help others, and
just a beautiful, altruistic.
Totally altruistic. It's a simple, easy decision. There are some people who struggle with it more, and it's more difficult for them, and there may be more of a feeling of obligation. How can I not do this? But on the other hand, I'm not sure that this is the right thing for me. And it's very much individual. Some people are really, I have to talk them out of it because they're so gung-ho about donation. I said, but really, for you, I don't think that's the best way to go. Other very healthy people will say, well, it's a personal choice. But the people who are who are willing, most wanting to do it, it's an easy decision. I have 2 kidneys. This person needs one. I want to help.
So can anyone be a donor? What might prevent someone from being a kidney donor?
Yes, and quite a few things. And the number one priority, the number one guiding principle of our living donor program is safety for the donor. So you need to be in excellent health, and you have to have 2 perfectly normal, healthy kidneys, and we have to have every reason to believe that you will lead a normal, fulfilled, full life with 1 kidney. And so if there are medical concerns, if we have the ability to look into the future and predict a medical problem, which isn't there right now, that might affect the kidneys, then having 1 kidney would not be a good situation. So our number one priority is donor safety, and we're extremely rigorous with our donor screening, our donor evaluation, and our donor acceptance. Now, a variety of things, not just medical, but so for 6 people who come forward to say, I'm thinking about donation, our ratio is about 6 people start off the process at some point, and then 1 person ends up being, of those 6 to 1. So we're pretty thorough and pretty rigorous with our screening.
Are there any risks to the donor, and what does the recovery process look like?
As much as I talk about the risk benefit for the recipients, I really focus on risk for donors. The benefit to you is you've done an amazing deed, you've helped somebody, and maybe in situations where it's somebody close to you, it's improved your quality of life as well. A husband and wife who are planning on retiring and traveling, and all of a sudden there's a need for dialysis. Well, both people's lives would be enhanced. But for most people, it's more just the knowledge, the feeling that they did something which was really important. So the risks become paramount in making that decision. And so there are risks. There's no question. You can't perform an operation without any possibility of anything ever happening. So there's the risk that it's a safe operation. Risk of dying during the surgery is 3 in 10,000, which is about as low as you can go for surgeries. And so I think the risk a donor is taking is that later in life, they develop a problem like high blood pressure or diabetes, which is affecting kidney function. Now you only have one kidney. It's not going to happen because you only have one kidney, but if it does happen, then it makes sense you're going to end up with kidney failure more quickly than if you have two, just because you have less reserve. So I point that out to donors, and I say there is then a slightly increased risk of kidney failure later in life, most likely much towards the end of your life, and you need to be comfortable with that risk before you do it. Now that risk is small. I mean, we're taking people who are very low risk for kidney disease, but it's higher with one than with two. But everybody's different.
Welcome back. It's Elyse and Kate, and we are here to make a lovely summer salad. Truth be told, I actually love going over to Brian and Kate's house because Brian is an incredible chef, and he'll often make us some really tasty dinners. So I'm not much of a cook myself either, but Brian will do it for us.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate that my husband is a very good cook. And so this is actually one of the salads that we use quite often for dinner parties and such because it's quite fresh, and we've gotten very good reviews over it. So I'll quickly kind of go through some of the ingredients that we're using today. Of course, the fresher the better for especially kidney patients. So today we have broccoli and some delightful peppers as well. Mixture of colors, of course, but I like to kind of keep to more sweeter ones on this salad. Of course, as a kidney patient, sometimes things that you have to make some alterations for. Bacon is delicious, but it's quite high in salt, right?
Yes, it's not the best choice.
No, so I know Elyse and I both use turkey bacon, and there's actually an option of low sodium as well if you do.
It's a really great alternative choice. I actually eat it all the time.
Yeah, no, and even post-transplant, I continue to use the low sodium turkey bacon for a lot of my meals. Other things, which I'll share one here because I know Elyse loves craisins, so it gives that little deliciousness. And today we're incorporating some almonds as well. And of course, if you have nut allergies, stay away from that. And so that's kind of the base of the salad. All right, so of course every fresh salad needs a really good dressing for it. So I'm gonna go through a few of the ingredients here. So we have a mayonnaise.
Is that the light version of it?
It is, yeah, you know, a good alternative and keeping it lighter. We've got extra virgin olive oil and some honey. And
quite a bit of honey.
It is a bit of honey, and of course with every meal, depending on how many people you're preparing for, that will differ how much you use of everything. So today we have a bit, because there's a few of us here. We've got lemon juice, and then a mixture of Italian seasoning and salt and pepper to add a little bit there.
There's some really great alternatives now for seasonings. Yeah. You can get Mustache, which is like a low sodium option or no salt option actually. So you don't have to have every different spice available. You can just go out and buy a prepackaged
Yeah,
product.
absolutely, which is really helpful when you're preparing stuff.
Yes.
As well as, there's lots of fresh seasonings things too that you can add, like a little bit of garlic or things like that. But we're not using that in today's salad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting started with preparing this salad.
Great, so what's the first step?
Well, I might get you to start on the broccoli here.
Great, perfect.
So we'll make them kind of into bite-sized pieces because you don't want to have guests having to shove a whole piece of broccoli in their mouth. And then, so the base of the salad, of course, is the broccoli, and I would say the peppers. So we've kind of started to cut the peppers. And so we're gonna kind of start to build the base of this and add in our few other alternative items here as well, including the turkey bacon, craisins, and almonds. And then we'll finish up with the dressing as well.
Great. I'm Elyse with Did You Know? Did you know polycystic kidney disease, or PKD, is a genetic disorder causing multiple cysts to form on the kidneys? Kidney failure resulting from PKD is caused by a combination of pressure from expanding cysts and scarring in the normal support tissue in the kidney. PKD can strike anyone at any time, and about 5% of all people requiring dialysis or kidney transplantation have PKD. PKD is an inherited disease. This means that it is passed down from one parent to their child. There are two forms of PKD, autosomal dominant PKD, ADPKD, and autosomal recessive PKD, ARPKD. Although there is no cure for PKD, significant progress in research has been made and novel treatments are available to ease symptoms and delay the progression of the disease. Now you know. Thank you for joining me with Did You Know? As a PKD patient, I try to limit my sodium by using low sodium products, be really conscious of my alcohol intake. That's really key. But I was actually quite fortunate. My dad had PKD growing up, so my parents were very conscious and aware of, a kidney-friendly diet early on. So for me, the changes haven't been very dramatic. But I know you had a bit of a different experience, Kate.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed just over 7 years ago with what's called IgA nephropathy. And so more or less, it was kind of a sudden diagnosis. So one of the big things was all of a sudden to make all the diet changes was a big thing. So, eating fresh, low sodium, minimal potassium, protein, that sort of thing too. So it was definitely a big change, but over time it became a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some of the do's and don'ts? What are the key things that you remember when you were first diagnosed?
Yeah, so, a few of the things, potassium is a big one. So
and I have a problem with that too. So
I know yours is up and down. So bananas is a big thing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that bananas have a lot of potassium in them. So,
but things like potatoes as well, which people didn't really know about.
Yeah, and that sort of thing. Yeah, so there's potatoes, even things like spinach. So people have, we're making a salad here today, and spinach salad, of course, is another fave for the summer. And usually if it's fresh spinach, it's not as huge, but as soon as you cook spinach, it shrinks so much,
Same with kale, I believe.
Yeah, same thing. So you have to be careful of things like that. And then protein as well, right? Not having a 8 to 10 ounce steak anymore was, not that I was before, but sticking to the lower portions and low fat type of meats as well.
Yeah, that's really key. And then obviously, of course, drinking water. That's huge. Making sure that your water intake is always high.
Absolutely. It's essential to keep those kidneys hydrated. And even post-surgery now, it's absolutely still imperative to keep that new kidney happy. And my diet's actually changed a bit since, going from pre to post-transplant. I can eat a lot wider variety of things, but now there's some new things that I can't actually eat as well.
And what's the key one? I know what it is already.
Well, Elyse hears it from me all the time. So I was, I love sushi, and raw sushi is one of my favorite things. I'd just gotten into it, and then post-surgery, of course, they say to avoid anything raw, really, just due to the chance of listeria, that sort of thing. You don't want to get sick, etc. But I'm very thankful, and there's still lots of good options out there for me.
Yeah, and really the great thing about a kidney-friendly diet is that it's just healthy food. So, it's many people can eat it. It's not super restrictive at this point, for me at least.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Just being very conscious of, making sure that you're eating healthy and fresh.
Yes, fresh is best.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kate.
I'm Elyse for Community Calendar.
The Vancouver 2018 Canadian Transplant Games will take place July 2nd to 7th and will be held at UBC campus. All transplant recipients are welcome to register and compete in several different sporting events, including swimming, bowling, golf, cycling, and track and field. Competitors as young as 4 and up to 70 plus are welcome. Living donors and donor family members are also welcome to compete, and there will be special event competitions for them. While there are many exceptional transplant athletes who are at the top of their game, everyone is welcome to compete. The Canadian Transplant Games are a celebration of the gift of life, a place to showcase what organ donation can do to transform lives, and to raise awareness about organ donation. The Games take place every 2 years. There are premier athlete events for the transplant recipients. Are you a transplant recipient and would like to compete in this year's Transplant Games? Register now at canadiantransplant.com. Or if you'd like to volunteer or interested in becoming a sponsor for the Games, you'll find more information on these opportunities at the website on your screen, so check it out.
Are you living with polycystic kidney disease like myself? Would you be interested in participating in upcoming PKD kidney patient journey events being held around the province? If so, please contact Heather at the Kidney Foundation for more information.
The 9th annual Kidney March is taking place from September 7th to 9th. It's a 3-day, 100-kilometer walk from the K Country to Calgary. This year, over 400 marchers and crews will make the unforgettable 3-day, 100-kilometer walk from Kananaskis Country to Calgary. This breathtaking adventure begins at the Millerville Racetrack, passing through K Country, Bragg Creek, and ends at a Canadian Olympic Park in Calgary. Marchers who participate in this unique and challenging event are drawn together because their lives have been impacted by kidney disease. The Kidney March is a fantastic event, so don't miss the opportunity to be part of it. Sign up as a marcher or crew member today. To register, go to kidneymarch.ca. Looking for more information? Just contact the information on your screen. I'm really looking forward to participating on my 5th time at the Kidney March this year.
The Kidney Foundation of Canada's 2018 Kidney Walk campaign is here. In communities all across Canada, kidney walks will be taking place to support people living with kidney disease and to promote awareness of the need for more organ donation. Each year, kidney patients, transplant patients, and their donors, family, and friends, coworkers, and medical professionals all come together at their local walk to celebrate their journey, stories, and hopes. To register for the Kidney Walk in your community, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, sign up at the Kidney Foundation website. Step 2, be a fundraiser. And Step 3, form or join a team, or register as an individual. And of course, Step 4, have fun. Every kilometer counts in the fight against kidney disease. Thank you for joining us with Community Calendar.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, welcome back. So Kate, we've done the chopping. What's the next step?
Yeah, so what we'll need to do is there's a few last things that we need to add into the salad before we get to the dressing. So I've already pre-cut some almonds here. Now the almonds, these are just freshly cut almonds. What my husband usually likes to do is he likes to just roast them on the oven top real quick, just to give them that little bit of a toasted almond. But today we're just gonna do raw almonds. And again, as I said earlier, you don't want to, if you have nut allergies, almonds aren't really your choice, but there is lots of things. So there's a good amount of that if you want to start mixing there, Elyse. Also, like we talked about, today we're adding turkey bacon, low sodium turkey bacon, which of course low sodium is, as we've been chatting about, really key, helps with blood pressure, which is also very important as well. So yeah, we'll add a little bit of that in there. It gives that little bit of crispiness too, which is always delicious.
This looks really good.
Yeah, no, it's tasty. It's one of my father-in-law's second favorite salad he has proclaimed. So, you know, my husband takes pride in that. Assuming his brother is a chef here in Vancouver. So for him to have the second favorite salad is pretty. So, sorry, before I get into here, I'm getting excited about the salad making here. We're adding some craisins. If you're not sure what craisins are, they're like almost, they look like raisins, but they're
dried cranberries,
Cranberries,
right?
yeah, exactly. So, and this adds a little bit of sweetness to it as well. Looks like we need a few more in here.
Yes.
And I know you like them, so we'll add a whole bunch. So,
Perfect.
So that's kind of the base of the salad. So we've got, again, the broccoli, the peppers, the almonds, turkey bacon, and also the craisins.
Perfect.
So we'll put that aside.
Okay,
And we'll get
excellent.
started on the dressing. So,
This is your bowl for that.
thank you, appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna start with our light mayonnaise. Of course, there is regular, but when you're looking at stuff, you know, when you're trying to make a nice light salad,
Yeah.
doing the mayonnaise. So we'll try to get that out as best as possible.
This looks like a really good salad I can take to lunch, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those things, you know, it's hard not to go sit on a patio
Oh, I
sometime
know.
during the summer, right? And so, you know, being able to take a nice fresh salad would maybe avoid
Yeah.
having it, because I'm sure having at restaurants is difficult for you.
Yeah, well, I have the added, you know, complication of being celiac as well, so I can't eat anything with gluten in it. So I always have to be really prepared, you know, taking into consideration the kidney side of things and the celiac side of things. So
Yeah.
this is perfect. I'm excited to bring this for lunch this
No,
week.
absolutely. So now we're gonna do the extra virgin olive oil to add a little bit. So we'll just get that mixed in there.
Perfect.
Those out of the way. Now to add a little bit of sweetness, we've got honey. And of course, honey is a good alternative when you need that little bit of something extra in a salad to keep
Yeah.
it going, sort of thing. So let's see.
Oh, adding the whole thing.
I
This
don't
is
know.
great.
We'll see if, of course, like we said before, depending on how much you're making for people, and what we can do is when we get to dressing the salad, we can, you know, decide how much we actually
Right.
want to put on.
That makes sense.
My husband likes to make it extra saucy, so that. So some lemon juice, a good little tart
Yeah.
almost in that. So we'll
I love
stir
fresh
that.
lemon juice.
Right?
I always have it in my water because, you know, we have to drink a lot of water.
Yes, water is essential with
Yeah.
kidney disease and just general good health, of course,
Yeah.
having that. And this again is the mixture of Italian seasoning,
Right.
a little bit of salt and pepper, just to
Perfect.
give a little bit. So we'll mix that up a bit, shove that in there.
Great.
If you don't mind mixing that together. Yeah,
It's really good.
absolutely. It just gives a little bit of coating for on top of that fresh salad that
Perfect.
we can enjoy.
Okay. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So we'll get that nicely mixed in. Move that
Okay.
out of the way.
Pour it on top.
Yeah, let's give her a go and we'll see, and we'll start dressing it. Perfect.
Is that good for now, I think?
Yeah, I think so. I bet you. I'm assuming everyone likes a little bit of a dressy salad. We've got quite
Yeah.
a bit in here. So you can see, escaping peppers. We're good. Thank you. You know what? I
Perfect.
think we could probably put the rest in there. We can
Awesome.
always drain it out if it's
That's
too
true.
much in there.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. So once you kind of mix that all together here, you know, you've got this delicious fresh salad with, you know, everything's honestly quite fresh
Yeah.
produce and veggies and everything.
Dinner.
You're
Try
gonna
one.
try a little bit? What do you think?
That's
Is
actually
this
really
super
good.
Yeah? Good. Sometimes, the other thing that I didn't bring today, but sometimes Brian likes to throw in there is a little Dijon mustard in the sauce as well,
I can
just
see
to
that,
give it
yeah.
a little bit. So that's sometimes an added factor. And of course, this salad can be a variety of multiple different things.
I can even see putting like a chicken breast on here or something as well.
Yeah, protein's super important, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, you need protein in some way or another. Go ahead, you can dig in. I
wanna try another piece.
But like we were saying earlier, you know,
Yeah.
you can't have as much of a protein as
Yeah.
much, but there's some great alternatives.
There really are. Like chicken breast is good, or what else? Shrimp sometimes. I use a little bit of shrimp.
Or fresh fish, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Salmon. Oh, that salmon would be really good on
Ooh,
this.
salmon would be
Barbecue
good
salmon.
too.
Yeah.
Barbecued salmon and
this on the side.
Yeah, no, it's a good combo. And when you're looking for kidney friendly or just general health, you know, it's
Yeah.
anything fresh like this is really good.
Huh. Awesome.
Let's
Thank you,
give
Kate.
a show. There it is.
The Kidney Foundation launched recently the Living Donor Mentor Program, and where somebody who's considering becoming a living donor can actually be paired up with someone who's gone through the process. I imagine that's probably a pretty important part of the actual process.
So I think that that's critical, and I think, and I had the opportunity to spend some time with these donors, and they're amazing people who are so committed to donation. They are there to give support, to give to give their own stories, and I think for anybody who's considering doing it, it's probably good to talk to the donor and get it from their perspective rather than just the doctor's perspective.
Wow, this is delicious.
Turned out pretty well.
It's like restaurant quality salad.
Absolutely. That's the thing when you're heading out into the restaurant world and going out for a night out, you kind of have to plan your meal a little bit and know what's on the menu, right?
Yeah.
As we're both trying to chew our salad because it's so delicious.
What was the biggest change for you when you went to restaurants after finding out that you had kidney disease?
Yeah, I think, you know, we've talked about protein quite a bit, but low sodium is a big piece as well. And when you're trying to make choices at restaurants, of course, they're preparing mass amounts of food for everybody.
Yeah.
And trying to find fresh things that have lower sodium. So I know one of the things I would do if I got salad, sometimes the dressing can have even sometimes a lot of sodium to it, right? So I'd always get it on the side. And I know one of the things, high blood pressure can come from too much sodium and that sort of thing can affect that. And kidney disease is one of the top causes of kidney disease is high blood pressure.
Yeah, and I know we're both on blood pressure medication, or I am still. Are you still?
Well, I was on quite a bit before my transplant. Now I'm on a very minimal amount. It's a huge change since transplant. And that was one of the things is that my kidney disease caused high blood pressure.
Right.
And then in turn, the high blood pressure caused damage to my kidneys. So it was kind of like this little evil cycle.
Yeah.
So once my blood pressure was in check, it was not bad, but I still had to make the choices. I wasn't eating that big burger and
just because you're on
and
medication
salt.
doesn't mean that you can go crazy with the salt.
Yeah, well, and I think one of the things, even if I do now still get like a burger or fries or something like that, right? Get a lettuce bun instead of the real bun, especially for you. And then also now I still get no salt or seasoning on my fries.
Yeah, so do I.
And people kind of look at me and I'm like, it's a good choice still, even post-transplant. It's important to watch the sodium because you want to keep your blood pressure in check.
Yeah, definitely. So. I'm really enjoying this salad. Thank you so much for introducing it to me. And thank you so much for joining me on this segment of Confessions of a PKD Patient.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
And thank you for joining me. And we'll see you guys next time for segment 3 of Confessions of a PKD Patient. Cheers. Hi everyone, I'm Elyse and I'm delighted to be back with part 2 of Confessions of a PKD Patient.
And we're gonna be here all day.
I'm here in the kitchen today with my good friend and fellow kidney patient, Kate.
I know Kit.
I know her so well. Yeah, there's actually some really great alternatives for using the seasoning. Sorry.
Oh, we're so close.
Camera's over there.